My name is Senor Adrian Juan.
Is that a smoke detector? Nah, it's just Juan.
They call me Juan. They call me Jose. They call me Carlos Sánchez de la Cruz Rodriguez Martinez Lopez.
Welcome to your simplified coin review. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like button. The more people that like this video, the more people are going to get to learn about Wanchain. And I think you'll understand after this that we make these reviews simple so you actually know what you're investing in. So I think everybody would want to see this video, so let's go ahead and make it happen. Alright, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, welcome to the Crypto Fam. I am your host, BitBoy. We're going to be doing this coin review on Wanchain today. I've had a lot of requests to look at this coin. There's a coin, it's called OneCoin, but it's a token, and we'll get into all that later. But the long and the short of it is, this is the number one coin I wanted to review. So what is Wanchain? Okay, so I'm going to break this down for you. Wanchain is creating a new financial market of digital assets by implementing cross-chain transfers across different blockchains. With the number of various coins, tokens, and blockchains currently in the ecosystem, there's not currently an efficient, decentralized way to exchange value between them. As an independent blockchain, Wanchain connects the accounts of independent chains to provide a framework to exchange these assets. Okay, so let's back up just a little bit, and then we'll dive into what that means. Okay, so Wanchain, when it started, was an ERC20 token. If you don't know what that is a token that is built on the Ethereum blockchain. So now what Wanchain has done is Wanchain has moved to its own blockchain. It is no longer an ERC20 token. It's kind of built to work with Ethereum in a way. I mean, if you read that, it's really built to work with all blockchains. But basically, Wanchain, when it began trading, there was kind of a little scandalous thing that happened on MyEtherDelta. People were trying to trade their ERC20 Wanchain tokens for other currencies. The only problem is Wanchain had already moved to their own blockchain, and basically those ERC20 tokens are worth nothing. So if you ever see a Wanchain token that's an ERC20, then you know it's no good. So don't let somebody scam you, as we saw with Ian Bellina yesterday. The crypto scammers are out in full force. So I wanted to say all that so you guys understand Wanchain is its own chain. It is not Ethereum, okay? So what they're trying to do is they are trying to make a blockchain that is able to exchange value between different currencies and different blockchains. So, for instance, it wants to be able to exchange value with anything that's an ERC20 token. Okay, so Binance is probably where most of our viewers are doing their trading at. I want to walk you guys through what a trade looks like at Binance. So, most likely, this is how, especially if you live in the United States, this is how you're doing your trading. You go to Coinbase. You buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay? And then you send that Bitcoin or Ethereum to your Bitcoin or Ethereum wallets on Coinbase or on Binance. So you've bought on Coinbase, you've sent it to Binance. Now you have to use one of the Binance trading pairs, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, the BNB, or Tether, and you have to be able to exchange that for your coin, okay? Whatever you want. Like, let's say, for instance, that you wanted to buy Tron. I don't know why you would want to do that, but let's just say hypothetically you wanted to buy some Tron. Let's say they switched CEOs. Anyways, okay, so what you would have to do is you would have to send your Bitcoin from Coinbase to Binance, and once it's on your Binance account, then you trade it for Tron, and now you have Tron in your wallet. Now, if you want to get out of Tron and you wanted to buy something else, then what would you do? You would have to once again go back into the market, maybe do a limit order, and exchange your Tron back for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, or Tether, and then trade that once again for your coin. that you want to buy. Like, let's say you wanted to buy Vibe coin, or it was just the first thing that came to my head. I know that's on Binance. So it's such a complicated process to be able to trade and exchange. And not only that, but it's a centralized platform. Now, I know Binance is coming out with a decentralized platform in the future, which will be really cool. But right now it's centralized. So if hackers were successful in getting in there and you have money on there, they could take it. So Wanchain is wanting to simplify that process. It is really just one aspect of what they're trying to do. But what they want to do is make it so that basically you can trade anything for anything through the Wanchain platform or through their blockchain. So it's a really cool idea. Will they be able to pull it off? I'm just not sure. Just like a lot of things in cryptocurrency, I'm going to tell you guys a lot. I don't know. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm just trying to help you understand what the coin is. So Wanchain almost wants to be like its own exchange in a sense, but it's not an exchange. It's a blockchain through which you can transfer digital assets. So this chart right here is basically a visualization of what a transaction looks like on the Wanchain blockchain. I'm not going to bore you guys to death with the details, but just understand that this WAN protocol part of the graph here is basically the key to communicating between your wallet, the blockchain you're trying to get value from, and then the blockchain where you're trying to send your value to. So in this example, in Alice's Wanchain wallet, she's basically wanting to convert her Ethereum to Wanchain. And like I said, this is just a graphic that shows exactly how it works. It goes through some validation here, but the key really, the thing that's new the Wanchain is bringing is the Wanchain protocol. The cross-chain communication protocol utilizes smart contracts to enable you to exchange assets to Wanchain and vice versa. So similar to Ethereum, Wanchain uses the smart contract process, but the difference is Wanchain is able to work out smart contracts between different blockchains instead of within itself, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so let's talk about something that separates Wanchain from other coins that are trying to do similar cross-chain exchanges. Okay, Wanchain is one of the first blockchain projects to include privacy within smart contracts. The platform uses ring signatures and one-time address generation to provide you with anonymity in your transactions. So I saw this graphic. I'll see if I can find it. I don't know if I can. It's hard to find those graphics and those memes that you just see one time. But I believe it was comparing basically what Wanchain is a combination of Ethereum, okay? Because we're going to look at it in a minute. It's its own, like I said, it's its own blockchain, but they're also wanting to have ICOs and coins on their blockchain, just like Ethereum does with ERC20 tokens. It's like Ripple because basically it's trying to revolutionize the banking world, because while we are talking about digital assets in regards to exchanging cryptocurrencies back and forth, there's also other implications for this, like within the banking community and being able to transfer funds or digital assets within the banking world across different blockchains, because I think that, the banks may be able to fight cryptocurrency, but they can't fight blockchain. And the other coin is Monero that is, people are trying to say there's a combination of Ethereum, Ripple, and Monero. So Monero obviously is the king of the privacy coins right now, for good reason. I think it offers a lot. But, here is another graph, another graphic, if you will, that shows what the ring signatures process will look like. So a cool thing about the ring signature, as you can see here, is that as a sender, it is mixed with other fake accounts. So, it's kind of like trying to find a wolf in sheep's clothing and a bunch of sheep. So not only are they going to have to find your transaction, but then they've got to also figure out, if somebody wants to track it, which one is the real one. It reminds me of fighting Shredder at the end of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade version. But the long and the short is, it's near impossible to track a Wanchain transaction. So, that's good for anonymity. And like I've talked about a lot before, it's not necessarily about trying to hide things. It's just trying to reinstate privacy in our world that we've totally lost. Okay, so I may confuse you a little bit. One coin is the actual value currency, within the Wanchain system. However, it is a token. So if you get tokens and coins confused a little bit like I do sometimes, it's just we say them so much. You guys check out the Coin Boys podcast. They had a quick little overview of the difference between a coin and a token, but it's really confusing when you have a token that is named a coin. So that's just something that within cryptocurrency, we're still trying to figure out exactly how to use those different terms. But OneCoin is what the Wanchain uses to transfer value. So as you see, OneCoin uses the symbol WAN. As you can see, when you go to CoinMarketCap, it's WAN, but it says Wanchain. So I understand it can get a little bit confusing trying to figure out, what the currency is, like what's actually exchanging the value. But for Wanchain, it is OneCoin. Pardon me, ma'am. I only have one coin. May I please have some bread? Okay, so the two main people you need to know that are behind OneCoin or Wanchain, I'm getting confused right now, is Jack Liu and Dusty Byington. If you do some research into both of these guys, just like with a lot of the more successful projects, they've had their hands in blockchain in all kinds of different ways. Wanchain is primarily located in Singapore, but it also has a heavy presence in Austin, Texas. You may know Dusty Byington he started Bitcoin College in 2014. I never graduated. But in all seriousness, it does seem like they have a really solid team behind them. So we've reviewed a lot of coins that seem to be doing the same things that some other coins are doing. And, Wanchain is no different than that. The difference would be with a lot of our other coins we've reviewed, they're trying to do something that, like Internet of Services token, like they're trying to create a smart economy, which is what Ethereum is trying to do and what Neo is trying to do, and a few others. But with Wanchain, what they're trying to do is different because they are trying to be all comprehensive or encompassing in the crypto space. They're wanting to, sorry, I can't stop making those jokes. I'm really sorry. But in all seriousness, what they're trying to do is have a basically competitor to Ethereum where they will have their own smart economy with smart contracts, have their own tokens within their platform. We'll talk about that in just a second. ARK is they call it a smart bridge. It's basically something that is able to transfer value between different blockchains, so they're trying to compete with them in that way. Ripple and Stellar are trying to revolutionize the blanking. Ripple and Stellar are trying to revolutionize the banking world and the way that assets are transferred back and forth. So it's also kind of a competitor with them. And also Monero, because Monero offers privacy. But what if you had a more comprehensive coin, if you will, that could do more things and also added the same level of privacy that Monero had? That's what Wanchain is trying to do. And that's why people are really excited about it, because it is trying it. You have your first generation coins, which is Bitcoin. You have your second generation, which is Ethereum. You have your third generation, fourth generation, yada, yada, yada. I don't know where you split the hairs between them, but it almost seems like Wanchain is trying to do something totally different than all of them. Maybe a fifth generation coin, if you will. So we talked about in our news video from yesterday that Wanchain has just launched WanLabs. And WanLabs is basically a part of their company that is going to be launching ICO projects. So yesterday they had their announcement of the WanLabs, along with announcing the first 6 projects that are going on the ICO launch, if you will. They are Freedom, Abacus, CryptoCurve, Allspark, GameBank, and UTOR. Wanchain community was pumped up about this yesterday. So just a quick rundown of these 6 projects. Abacus and Freedom are both financial ICOs that focus on trading, appraisals, and just putting financial transactions on the blockchain. CryptoCurve is a wallet and is supposed to be seen as to lower the barrier of entry into cryptocurrency. Allspark is an advertising ICO. GameBank obviously involves video games and players and exchanging value. And UTOR is basically about rebuilding travel is their tagline. So about making travel easier for people. So Wanchain has already proved they know how to launch an ICO. Their ICO was incredible for Wanchain itself. So you got to think with a team that strong behind it, they know how to launch these ICOs, that maybe some of these could be successful. So we will end just by looking at the current market cap for Wanchain. Right now it is at 68,623 Satoshis. The market cap is about $600 million. Circulating supply, 106 million, and the total supply, 210 million. It's a little over, it's about 2.5 times what Ethereum's total supply is. I like that number. I really don't like seeing numbers in the billions. I think anything over 21 billion, I like to stay away from. So 210 million definitely fits within that. And a quick look at the chart. It has been on CoinMarketCap since March 24th. So it is a pretty new coin. As you can see, that it climbed a little bit. It's gone down a little bit with a couple little spikes in there. Where could it go? Price prediction? I'm not really sure. I honestly have no idea. This is not financial advice. But if they are able to accomplish everything that they're doing, then they may be the crypto to rule them all.
In the common tongue, it says, one ring to rule them all.
If they're able to actually pull this off and basically combine the powers of Ripple, Monero, and Ethereum, then, this could be a huge coin. And with that low of a supply, I could definitely see Wanchain going, up into the hundreds of dollars, maybe catching Litecoin at some point, because it can just do so much more. So I hope you've enjoyed our simple review of Wanchain and that we have made this easy for you to understand what it's trying to do. It is trying to pull off a lot of different things at one time, but I think if you just look and compare them to the different coins that it's trying to emulate in a way, if you will, then that'll help you to understand it a little bit better. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Watch all of our coin reviews. If you like understanding these coins and you like knowing exactly how they work before you invest in them, then we're the channel to watch. We're also putting out daily news videos, comedy videos. We're doing it all. We're doing other kinds of reviews. We did Brave Browser review. Basically, if it's in the crypto space, we're trying to do it. That was your simplified coin review.